So here is the first of 12 heats today. It's Mini and Mini Rookie. Let's take you through the starting grid. After time qualifying, Vince van der Hallen, this year's Belgian Max Challenge champion, took pole by nearly a tenth and a half ahead of Michael Zajac from Poland. Jeff Verbeek and the recent Grand Festival winner and E-Plate winner at Warden Law last week, Jensen Chalk, starts on P4. Jack Freeman and Benedictus Maziokas make it an all-British row number 3. Vic van Kampenhout and Max Jolly round out row 4 with Victor Reutz and Arthur Farrow completing the top 10. Row 6, it's Maria Roberto and Albert Farrow with Pauline van Preet and Tristan Abeels rounding out the top 7 rows. Theo Steindal from Norway will be joined by Belgium's Leon Herboz on row 8. Row 9, Tafe Niskanen and Klaus Hans. And completing the top 20 will be the 131 of Belgium's Dejan Habits and the Netherlands' Ryan Rampadanath in the number 32. Rounding out the 22-strong grid, South Africa's Ronald Venter and Belgium's Plamen Georgiev round out the grid. Georgiev, the only driver unable to set a lap time as the IPK Praga chassis of the 132, broke down coming through to start a first push lap. And there you see, just off of the outskirts of the motocross facility round by Karting Genk, those clouds are looking very, very dark indeed. However, the track has evolved to the point where we saw increases of lap times by the best part of 16 seconds this morning, especially with DD2 Masters, DD2 and Senior Rotax. So coming into this round of the championship, before taking drop scores into consideration, leading the way in Mini, it is Jensen Chalk on 4.71, Michael Zajac on 4.33, Vince van der Hallen 4.21, Vic van Kampenhout and AJ Berggraaf 4.10 and 4.05. Berggraaf not here this weekend, so it gives the opportunity to the likes of Jack Freeman, Jeff Verbeek, Victor Reutz, Jente Moonen. Ryan Rampadanath is the leader in the Mini Rookie classification in 10th place. But we are set and primed for Heats Day here on Saturday. 7 minutes plus an additional lap on the timer. Red lights on the gantry out of the final corner. Here we go at full throttle, and it's a full start. That's a way to kick off the weekend, isn't it? There we go. There, it is also down to the discretion of our race director, Thomas Leiner, who will make the call to let the lights go out. So they're going to send them around for another tour. Now, coming back to Mini Rookie, Ryan Rampadanath leads the way. Jesse Moonen in second. The UK's Albert Farrow, 17th in the points, but third in Rookie on 2.83. Tristan Abeels, 20th overall, but fourth in Mini Rookie on 252 points. So it could come down to the wire when we take into the best 10 out of 12 results. This is for all classes. Best 10 out of 12 results count towards the championship. If you get an exclusion or a disqualification, you cannot take that as a drop score. It goes towards your tally. So nice pace being dictated there from Vince van der Hallen, the 130, the young superstar from Belgium, from Bouvin Power. Michael Zajac from Poland has definitely been one that has featured in continental European competition this season. And especially showcasing that he's not here just to make up the numbers. So once again, the false start lights are extinguished on the gantry and all 4 red lights ready to be extinguished at a moment's notice. Thomas Leiner, race director, overlooking proceedings here at the home of champions. As once again it's down to van der Hallen and Zajac to control the run through into the tram lines. And this time we're underway for the first time here in the final round of the season. Into turn 1 and 2. Zajac round the outside. And has just gone very, very wide. Was that him going off? I'm not sure. It was a DHR kart. But Vince van der Hallen dropped like a stone. Now, I think that's Jensen Chalk. Oh, he's just got himself up into the race lead. Vic van Kampenhout in second. I would say that's Victor Reutz, the 176, now up into third place as they go down into turn 7 and 8. Jack Freeman 4th, and Maria Roberto look to round out the top 5 Of course, Freeman and Roberto, formerly with Dan Holland and his crew at DHR, made the switch to Ash Orchard's team at KR Sport. That was a good move there by Vince van der Hollen on Benediktas Masiokas. Masiokas, family lineage, Lithuanian. So labas litas to our good friends over in that part of the world. But after the opening lap, Chalk leads Van Kampenhout and Royts. Oh, there's a dive that you wanted to see. Vic Van Kampenhout threw it up the inside with no hesitation on Jeff Verbeek, actually. So where has Jensen Chalk dropped to? He's dropped down to 13th. So Jeff Verbeek got dive bombed nice and cleanly by Vic Van Kampenhout. Victor Royts looking towards getting to the inside. He's got the side draft. That's a great little bit of anticipation from Victor Royts. He's now up into P2, but the KR Sport pairing of Freeman and Roberto are closing in. Vince van der Hollen now back up into 6th place and is nearly latching onto the back bumper of the 152. So 5¼ minutes remaining on the timer. So Jensen Chalk, bit of a stinker of a first heat to have for the young man. But he is closing in on Michael Zayak. Max Jolly's down to 10th place, but now the 6 at the front are really closing in on one another. Van Kampenhout continues to lead by just over 0.18 of a second ahead of Royts. Verbeek. Roberto now ahead of Freeman. Great work by the 152. Freeman ahead of Van der Hollen. Maziokas. Pauline Van Plate has moved her way up the order, up from 13th on the grid. Now currently 8th as Roberto tries to go wheel to wheel with Royts down the Europollon. Nearly allows Freeman to get through, and that's put Van der Hollen on both their cases. He's going to dive up the inside through at turn 8 on Freeman. So that is a change now for 5th place. Freeman demoted down to 6th, courtesy of Van der Hollen. About 40 seconds away from the halfway point of this race. So Van Kampenhout was battling with Van der Hollen for the BMC title all the way through last weekend, but he knows he's got an opportunity in this championship, and based on the fact if you take the 2 drop scores at the moment into consideration, Van Kampenhout is only 40 points behind Jensen Chalk. So it's really going to get interesting. This title's going to go down to the wire, folks. I 100% feel that deep down in my gut. Roland Venter has dropped down to 22nd place behind Tristan Abeels. But Van Kampenhout is leading the train at the moment. Verbeek right on the back of the 147. Is going to look for the move up the inside here at turn 9. Van Kampenhout has to avoid any potential incident and loses the race lead to Jeff Verbeek. Victor Royts very much in the frame for this race, but do not count out the trio behind. Roberto, Van der Hollen and Freeman. Van der Hollen is the quickest of anybody out on track with just over 3 minutes to go. Lap number 4 completed. Victor Royts getting an absolute whirlwind of a slipstream behind Vic Van Kampenhout, who dives up the inside at turn 2. And as I say that, Van der Hollen tries to get through on Roberto. Throws it up the inside through at 2. Completes the move around the outside at 3. And Van Kampenhout back out front. Verbeek dives up the inside. Oh, clash between the pair. And that has dropped Verbeek down to 3rd. Freeman's now trying to get his elbows out. Van Kampenhout makes it 3 wide into turn 7. That's never going to end well. Oh, dearie, dearie me. And it's put the cat amongst the pigeons. 4 wide coming out of turn number 8. And that has brought into it. So now we have... That's Max Jolly. Max Jolly now was 7th coming into turn 8. He's now 4th. That's a little bit wide there from Freeman coming out of turn 10. Not too sure if that cart's operating as it can do. As right behind him he's got Albert Farrow, the number 42 in the mini rookie classification. So Victor Royts now leads. Vince van der Hollen 2nd. Max Jolly 3rd. Jeff Verbeek 4th. Vic Van Kampenhout, Maria Roberto. They round out the top 6 places. Michael Zayak, Jensen Chalk now round out the top 8. Ahead of Benediktas Masiokas and Jack Freeman completing the top 10. But the top 2 have gotten away. Victor Oits now has a mano-a-mano battle with Vince van der Hollen as we get into the dying stages of this opening heat out of 3. So what we do have is quite a lot of action in this opening heat for Mini Max and Mini Max rookie Maria Roberto trying to fend off Michael Zayak. Well, actually, Michael Zayak's already got through. That's Jensen Chalk that's just got through on the 152 from KR Sport. But 53 seconds, 2 laps to go. And Victor Reutz and Vince van der Hollen have exchanged places. Van der Hollen back into the race lead. Reutz, who started down in 9th. I'll say that again. Started 9th. Now 2nd. And has an opportunity to really put himself into the running order, the running for this. Victor Reutz currently 8th at the moment on 396. Had a very, very difficult weekend at Kerpen last time out. Highest score in that weekend was a 36 in the qualifying heats, and that was way down the order. Time now about to expire as our leaders come out of turn number 11 for the penultimate time here on lap number 7. Max Jolly, new fastest lap, 1 minute, 0.308. It's going to be close. It is going to be last lap. So, across the line, Reutz and Van der Hollen. Oh, God, it was a dodge fest there between the pair. But still, the 130 from Bouvin Power wanting to get through. And Victor Reutz, the only full score that the 176 has had was, funny enough, at the season opener back in early April on the Saturday, was the ranking after heats leader, and then didn't score in the top 3 until the opening, well, the qualifying heats ranking, and then after the super heats ranking, he placed 3rd in the. So those are the best scores that Victor Reutz has had, but he's willing the cart to go forwards. But there's hardly any corners remaining. Out of turn 11 for the final time. But can Victor Reutz spring a surprise on Vince van der Hollen? Through out of the final corner. It's going to be a run to the line. Will Reutz get the slipstream? The answer's no. Van der Hollen picks up the first win of the weekend. Head of Victor Reutz. Max Jolly takes P3. Michael Zayak 4th. 5th. Maria Roberto up 6 spots from 11th on the grid. Jensen Chalk started on pole, started 4th, finished 6th. Jeff Verbeek, Jack Freeman, Benedictas Masiokas, and your mini rookie provisional winner in this opening heat, Albert Farrow from the United Kingdom with DHR. Taffy Niskanen up 6 spots to finish 11th. Vic van Kampenaert at 1 point was leading, finished in 12th. Pauline van Preet, Ryan Ramperdanath, and Theo Steindal to complete the top 15. Klaus Hans, Arthur Ferro, Dejan Habits, Leon Herbos, Plamen Georgiev, Tristan Abeels, and Ronald Venter from South Africa round out the finishing order. Everyone making it to the checkered, but Van der Hollen gets the first win on Heats Day in Mini.